All right, in this one, we're going to draw what's called the incenter. Now, the incenter is the intersection of all angle bisectors in a triangle. Let that sink in for a second. The incenter is the intersection of all angle bisectors in a triangle. So if you need to, go back, review what an angle bisector is, and then come back to this video and start here. So first of all, you're going to do like we always do, spot up at the top. Now this is the long edge of your paper. Hold it horizontal, not vertical. And you're going to have your name, oops, not date. You have your name, yeah, you will do date, but it'll be last, or no, next. So you have your name, the date, and your class period. And in here, we're just going to write the word incenter. And just below it, we're going to put, let's see, intersection of all angle bisectors of a triangle. Intersection of all, yeah, we can probably do it on one line. Maybe 2 lines, but I'll do it smaller. Nah, I'll go 1 line, who cares? Intersection of all angle bisectors in a triangle. I think my writing tends to go up at an angle when I write. Anyway, so that's what an incenter is. It is the intersection, oops, speaking of intersections, I got an intersection there. All angle bisectors in a triangle. And that's in center. Like something is in the center, that's what that is. And it will be in the center of a triangle. And the interesting part is that all of these angle bisectors will intersect at one point. So here we go. We're gonna, and this, if you think you know angle bisectors, that's okay. You'll probably do well anyway. But we're just gonna, in this space here, just gotta zoom out just a little bit more. In this space here, we're going to draw a triangle. Nothing special about it. Don't worry about it being equilateral. Don't worry about it being obtuse or acute or isosceles, anything. I'm just going to draw a triangle. Here's one side. Let's see. It's kind of hard not to. Here's another. Yeah, I'll just do it like this. Okay. So here's another side, and then from here to here. And you don't really need to measure anything. It will be easier if you make your angles, if you don't make them too skinny, but I'll show you. Once you've got your triangle drawn, you're going to label the points. That way we can refer to them, A, B, and C. I like to label them going clockwise, but you might see other examples where they're not. And now we're going to do an angle bisector. And if you watched the video or you participated in class, maybe you remember, an angle bisector doesn't have to use specific measurements for the compass, but it will use a compass. And we're going to start, let's see, I'm going to start on angle A. And because I'm right-handed, I'm going to rotate my paper around so it's on the right, just so you can see better and my hand is not covering everything. I'm going to put my point on A, and then the distance here doesn't matter a whole lot. You definitely don't want it too small. I think I'm always comfortable with around 2 inches or 2.5 inches just for this. And I'm going to, keeping my compass here on A, I'm going to make a mark right there and right there. So I'm going to make a mark here, light mark, and then another light mark right there. All right, now that's for A. Okay, now at this point, I could adjust my compass size, but I'm just going to leave it the same. If it interferes with another line, I might change it. But this one here, once I make these 2 marks, I can adjust it. I can change my compass. But then if you change your compass, like I'm going to make mine just a little bit bigger. So I'm going to make a mark from here. I'm going to make a mark out there, and then I'm going to switch it and make a mark out here. And they're going to cross somewhere in this area. All right. So here we go. So start on this intersection. And I'm going to make a light mark. And then I'm going to move over here to this one and make a light mark. All right, so this is the intersection. So I put my compass, first I put my compass here and I made this mark and that mark. And then I moved my compass and I readjusted it, the length. It doesn't matter that I did. And now I drew a mark from here. I made a curve here. And then I did the same thing there. And it gave me an intersection point right there. This intersection and this vertex will help me draw a line that is the angle bisector for A. Now I'm going to flip my paper upside down. It might help. I mean, just so you can see. And it helps because I'm right-handed. And all right. And I'm just going to draw. And when you draw your lines, just draw them light. And I'm just going to draw right there up to that point. That's that. And this line that I just drew from A to that intersection, this line is the angle bisector of angle A. If this angle here, and I know I'm reviewing something from a previous lesson, but I'm going to show you on my protractor what the angle is. So I'm going to line up my protractor. I've got the hole on the angle, and that black line is over the top of this pencil line. And there's my 0. This angle from A all the way there, from there to there, is about 80 degrees, probably 79.5 or something like that. And then this angle here, the short one, this half, should be about 40, which is there. There's the 40 degrees. There's the 80 degrees. And that's off by even less than half a degree. All right, so this line that we drew, this line right here, cut this angle into 2 equal parts. This angle here and this angle are equal, they're congruent, and they add up to the whole thing there. That's too much talking for this. You should have been able to review the other. Now let's just go on. We're going to bisect angle B. So again, take my compass. It doesn't matter how big. I prefer around 2.5 or 2 inches. And I put my point on B. And I make a mark there and there. All right. And then I'm going to keep it the same this time. Last time I adjusted it bigger. This time I'm just going to make a mark. Now I know that my bisector is going to come from B and it's going to cross somewhere in this open space about halfway. So I know that mark I just made is big enough. Then I'm going to move my compass from here to the other one I made. Put it there and then cross it right there. It will get kind of crazy, so keep in mind, try to remember where you're making marks and which ones you're working on. And then I'm going to rotate my paper just a little bit and I'm going to put my pencil on this new intersection that I made right there. Nothing's going to be perfect, but do your best. And I'm going to draw a line from B to that one. So this one, this line I just drew, is the angle bisector for B. The angle B of this triangle has now been cut into 2 equal parts. And you notice where they're intersecting. And if I do this right, when I do the angle bisector for C, it's going to hit right there. But I don't want you just to draw a line from there to there. I want you to actually go through the process. So I'm going to rotate my paper upside down because I am right-handed and I want to help you see what I'm doing. So I think if I draw this line, it's going to get a little bit in the way of this other mark. So I'm going to make my compass just a little bit bigger. Okay. So now I'm going to make a mark right there. So that's my new mark. That's new. And then this one right here. Keep track of the new marks you're making. So I made this one and that one. And then I'm going to use, maybe I'll make my compass a little bit smaller now. And I know my line's going to come out here somewhere. So I'm going to connect to this. And I'm going to make a mark that comes out somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but C is going to come out and cross there. And then I'm going to hit here and draw a line that intersects right there. That's the new one. And then, I know I'm rotating my paper all over the place, but this intersection here of those 2 arcs, I put my pencil here, slide my protractor up to it, go to C, the angle C, and draw a line from C to that new one there, and you will see, no pun intended, see, that they all intersected in the same place. This point right here, and you can tell, let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit, you can tell that it's not 100% accurate because of where I place. You can see, well, this may not be lined up exactly on the vertex. That one's definitely not lined up on the vertex. B, it's a little bit off. So there's always a little bit of human error in there. This one didn't cross exactly at that intersection, but in the general, it is generally all these three angle bisectors. Remember, the incenter is the intersection of all angle bisectors in a triangle. So right here, this is the incenter of a triangle, and you can draw an arrow to it. Let's see, and label it. Let's see, I'm going to zoom back out, and I'm going to freehand draw a line and point an arrow to it and call this the incenter. So when you look back at this in a few days, you'll remember what that is. So this intersection of the angle bisectors is called the incenter. And once your paper looks something like this, again, try for neatness. If you need to, start over, do it again. But that's all you need for this assignment.